1, and we knock this out. I know what you're thinking. You clicked on this thumbnail and said, Eternatus in this economy? And you know what? It's fair. Your assumptions are totally fair. Eternatus VMAX drops 3 prizes, tends to be kind of bricky, gets absolutely destroyed by Palkia. All of those reasons are valid for why to not play Eternatus. However, Eternatus can kind of hang in the current meta thanks to this gassy boy right here. I'm Jet from inthirdperson.com. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about Eternatus in the Lost Origin meta. Maybe you're watching this after the fact and you still want to play Eternatus. I guess that this could work too. Before we talk about this gassy friend, let's talk about Eternatus as a quick refresher. Eternatus has 340 HP, the most HP of any Pokemon in the game right now. It has the crazy move Eternal Zone, where it does 30 times damage for each Pokemon on your bench, and its ability also lets you expand the bench for up to 8 spots. And if you've got 8 dark Pokemon in there, you will do 270 damage. Throw a Choice Belt on there, does 300 damage. Throw a Zigzagoon down one time, do 280 damage. Either of those numbers is enough to knock out a V-Star in one hit. And with 340 HP, there isn't really any V-Stars that can take a one-hit KO on Eternatus, except for Giratina, and that's actually kind of a valid problem. Palkia, I guess, with 2 full benches, probably could too. But in a lot of cases, you will be able to knock out 2 V-Stars before they can knock out 1 VMAX, which is amazing. I guess that's if you have the full bench, and getting the bench full can be kind of a challenge too, but it has the potential. It has the potential. Helping out in this deck, and I think this is probably the way to play Eternatus going forward. I know that there have been versions in the past that have had Galarian Moltres V in there, that have had Umbreon in there, but I think your go-to homie, besides Crobat, and we'll get to that in a sec, is Galarian Weezing. Galarian Weezing has the phenomenal ability Neutralizing Gas, which shuts off all abilities of your opponent's Pokemon, and ability usage is at an all-time high in the game right now, thanks to the likes of the Lost Zone box. You're shutting off Comfey, you're shutting off Genesect, you're shutting off Shady Dealings, you're shutting off Arceus. There is... Oh, wait, no. Arceus doesn't have... Yeah, it does an ability. You're shutting off Arceus. You're shutting off Palkia. There are so many decks that get gummed up by Galarian Weezing, which makes it a vital include to the Eternatus deck. The ideal goal is you've got Weezing in the active to start the game, throw a whole bunch of poison on, and stall your opponent, and meanwhile in the background you're building your bench, building up an Eternatus, and being ready to smash once they knock that Weezing out. Besides Galarian Weezing, we also have 4 Crobat Vs in this build because we want to draw as many cards as we can, also fill up the bench. And in terms of other Pokemon here, we've got a Radiant Hisuian Sneasler to help add even more poison damage. And we've got a 1/1 line of Samurott V Star. I like Samurott in this deck as a secondary attacker because for only 2 energy, it can do up to 220 damage. It's got Mooncleave Star, which is the only V-Star move in this deck. Gives you access to that, hit for an extra 40 damage, and Hisuian Samurott can hit like a truck while also only dropping 2 prizes along the way, which is great. By the way, shout outs to Jonathan Patricio, who is the inspiration for this video and this deck. He placed very high at an online tournament. I think it was the late night series. I could be wrong. I don't have it off the top here. Shout outs to Jonathan for this deck. This is pretty much their build with a couple of tweaks, and I'll show what I did in a second. All right, so in terms of trainers, 1 Dark Patch. Oh, I'm using the wrong... I should be showing it this way, how we usually do. We've got 1 Dark Patch, 1 Escape Rope, 1 Heavy Ball, 4 quick balls so we can get basic Pokemon on the bench as fast as we can. 2 switches, because even with the hiding energy, of which we run 4 here, there may be times where you get stuck or you get the wrong Pokemon stuck in the active, and having escape options like the escape rope and the search and the switch will help out. 3 Ultra Balls, 3 Boss's Orders, 4 Marnie, 2 Piers, and Piers is a cool card that helps you get a dark Pokemon and an energy of your choice. And that includes hiding energy and special energy. So there are decks that don't run dark Pokemon that still could benefit from Piers, because it's an easy way to get something like a double turbo. Some of the tweaks that I've made to Jonathan's build is that we're in the Lost Origin era, and I wanted to spice it up with some Lost Origin cards. So we've got 1 Lost City in the deck, which knocks Pokemon that whenever a Pokemon gets knocked out, they go into the Lost Zone instead of the discard pile. So this can help get rid of pesky single prize attackers that your opponent is trying to get back with Ordinary Rod. Just get them out of the game. And also, we've got a Lost Vacuum, which is another answer for Path to the Peak. Again, classic tech against Eternatus is Path to the Peak to shut off the ability, shrink the bench, and Lost Vacuum is an item-based stadium remover card. You'll throw a card in the Lost Zone, and then you can either throw a tool or a stadium into the Lost Zone, and most of the time Eternatus is going to want to knock Path to the Peak out with Lost Vacuum. In a world where maybe your stadiums don't come up, you've got 1 more contingency there as well. And we've also got two choice belts, 4 hiding energy to maximize our movement around the board, and 6 dark energy. All right, let's go and see what Eternatus can do in modern times. Let's go. I will admit, it feels weird to be going back to an Eternatus, because up until fairly recently, Eternatus is the deck that I have played more than any other deck, like, ever. And it's... Oh, hold on. We want to go and get rid of... Oh, shoot. I might want the Choice Belt. We're going to get rid of Choice Belt and Weezing here. And let's go get down a Crobat just to draw some more cards. Hopefully build up our bench. We're going to hold on to Lost City in case they try and Path to the Peak here. And, ooh... I'm going to gamble and say we can get an energy on the next turn. So in the meantime, we will go and place down a Koffing if we need to. Yeah, up until Mew VMAX, Eternatus was the deck that I played the most. And I will say, I was not around during the peak of Eternatus, the Darkness Ablaze era. I started in Chilling Reign, like at the tail end of Battle Styles, the very start of Chilling Reign. And at that point, it was still considered pretty good, but it was not the deck that it was in its prominence where everybody was playing Eternatus. And this is actually, right here, a good matchup for us. Hopefully we can stop the shenanigans in their tracks right here. This is the match we want. Unfortunately, at least we have the Lost City. We've got Weezing. We just need to get some energy. They are playing a Giratina heavy build. That's what we want. And they are going to escape rope for us here. And yeah, we can go straight into the Weezing, straight into the Eternatus, start poisoning, shut down this engine, and hopefully that's enough. Unfortunately, this deck plays a ton of escape ropes at this point, so we're gonna need to get a second Weezing down to really shut this whole thing off. And then we've got Eternatus to swing big. They do lose the Sableye here, which is fantastic. I'm guessing because this is a Giratina specific build, they probably only have 1. But we shall see. And they're getting rid of even more energy here to try and draw some more cards, losing a lot of Psychic. I'm guessing this runs 5 to 6 Psychic energy. Having 3 in the discard pile is kind of rough early. And they're going to do it again. Wow. They want to go straight into... Oh, Cramorant's actually pretty good if they can get Cramorant going here and knock out the Koffing. That would actually make me feel very sad. I don't think they can, though. I don't think I think we have time. And Cramorant is not going to be able to knock out Weezing in one turn here. So I think we're okay. Let's see how they go about this. But yeah, Eternatus. This was a deck I played more than any other deck because it was the first one that was good. It was the first deck I built that was good enough to run in Standard. Ooh, Lost City would be great here, but I would love a Crobat. Okay, I'm gonna... See, unfortunately, we're not gonna get what's more valuable right now. We can get the Professor's Research, get a whole bunch of cards, and then maybe flip a Marnie off the top. Or we just get rid of the... I'm going to get rid of Professor's Research. This is actually a huge gamble here on my part. I'm kind of hoping we get something else off the top. Like a Oh, no. Okay. So, we didn't get quite what we were looking for. Actually, yeah, this works. This works. We do get the Attach. We do get the Retreat. And we can actually Lost City here into... Actually, do we want a Lost City here? Or we want a Galar Mine? I think we actually want a Galar Mine, and then they can't retreat. So now, we Poison. Unfortunately for us, one thing we can't do is now draw more cards. We really need more energy and some other stuff to continue this party. But for the time being... we should be okay. Manually charging their Giratina could be a problem. But hopefully we can build up our bench. In the meantime, Galarian Weezing's got to hold down the fort for us. Oh no! What are they going to get rid of? Oh, they're going to get rid of Galar Mine. Shoot. So they can get that Comfy out of there. That's smart. They're still not going to be able to draw any more cards, Lost Zone stuff, or attack. But at least they get it safe, and they do get more cards into the Lost Zone, which I don't like. And our defense might be a little shaky here. We really need more stuff. Ooh, they ran their own Empoleon. That's kind of crazy there. I'm actually going to go Crobat and a Dark Energy here. I don't think we need a Hiding Energy just yet. And let's go and put the Dark Energy. Let's put the Lost City up. And let's go and build. Is there a world in which... Ooh, I do like the Poison. And I actually want to get down another Koffing here and start poisoning. Although, yeah, there is a world we could have escape roped and knocked this out, but actually, no, we wouldn't have been able to escape rope and specifically target the Giratina. But having double Weezing is going to be an asset in this match, assuming we don't get knocked out here. And they should be able to Mirage Gate soon, though. That's going to be a problem. Uh-oh, here it comes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're going to get to 7, so they should be charging this thing up soon if they're going to swing with this. But they're not going to have boss ready. At best, maybe they escape rope into something else. But at worst, we lose a Weezing. So let's see how this goes. And maybe we just stall them out. And yeah, go ahead. Throw more cards in. They're probably going to try and play for using Lost Requiem to get Eternatus out. And I don't like that. And maybe let's go and get the other Weezing ready to go. And maybe we go Samurott here as the late game attacker. Sure. And we can just keep poisoning. In the meantime, if they try any more escape rope shenanigans, we can just go into the other Weezing. in spite of us having the Weezing down, they still have gotten like a whole whack of cards in the Lost Zone, which I don't feel good about. And they do have this Giratina VSTAR ready to go, and that's not good. However, oh, do we have any? Oh, if I had one more choice belt, or if we got the Zigzagoon, actually a Zigzagoon ping plus Eternatus would knock this out in one shot, and we would be good. So hopefully the Zigzagoon is still in our deck, and then we should be fine. And they're gonna Mirage. What are they Mirage gating to? Okay, sure. I guess they would probably play for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, they're just gonna get out of dodge. Okay, so they're gonna shred with that. We can one-hit KO, presumably one-hit KO with this Eternatus if we can get Zigzagoon here. Please tell me there is a Zigzagoon here. Thank goodness. 1. And do we charge the second Eternatus? I think actually we do, just because we already have it on the board. And we knock this out. And that Giratina goes into the Lost Zone and all the attached cards. And even if they pull their Star Requiem here, which they could, we would be able to knock out the second Giratina. And I think they might get some... I don't think they run any water, so they're not going to get a Greninja play. They lost the Sableye, so they lost that option too. So maybe going with the Eternatus, the second Eternatus, might have been a bad idea. We'll see. They are running out of cards here too, which makes me reluctant to Marnie. And we can just let them run through their cards and end it. So the Weezing strategy was... Oh, they still got like Colress over and over and over again, which I didn't like. But we slowed them down enough to put ourselves in a pretty good space to win this game. I think the only thing... Yeah, everything here is pretty beefy. They're not taking 2 prizes on anything once we take out this Giratina, other than... Yeah, the Zigzagoon might be a problem, but they've lost all their Mirage Gates. I'm pretty sure they don't have any more Sableyes. Like, let them do the Star Requiem. That's fine. So we'll let this roll. And by the way, if I didn't say it in the this art from Lost Origin, the Trainer Gallery art, absolutely phenomenal. What a card. Would love to get that in real life. I think very early on when I decided I wanted to start making IRL decks, Eternatus was one I was strongly considering. But it is an expensive deck to build. I think that... I mean, there's cheap ways to build it. Like the Weezings don't cost too much, for example. But there was a time like you're running for Crobats. Crobat was never that cheap. Crobat was never that cheap. Umbreon was in this deck for a while. And so on. There's a lot. So, okay. Here we go. I'm actually... going to Lost Vacuum away that balloon. And yeah, I want that out of here. And we will smash with Eternatus, still hitting for a fat 240. And I don't know what else they can do to win this game. I pray they do not have an answer here. With this deck, the Giratina deck, you can't count it out. They always seem to have answers, even in the face of of Weezing, they did get a whole bunch of cards in the Lost Zone, and we still ate a Star Requiem. Thank goodness it wasn't enough to end us here. And even if they try and gust something, Cramorant's not going to do enough damage to knock out a 2-prizer. We do have the hiding energy, so we can get out of here, and we should be fine. So what is it? Is it Cram? Is it? Oh, yeah, there's the boss. And sure, what will you knock out? Oh, you're going to try and trap Samurott in the active, and that's a smart play. That's a heads-up play on their part, but that's not going to be enough. We're going to retreat, and we'll even lock down Cramorant too. GG's. There we go. Oh, wait, they still have one more prize to go. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Technically, I guess we can timer scam them at this point, right? Or, like, deck them out. Yeah, okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They ran out of cards. I thought I could have gotten 2 prizes on there. I couldn't. I can't do math, as has been seen in numerous videos where I've miscalculated and it has cost me the game. But Eternatus taking the win against the hottest deck in the game right now. And we didn't slow down, admittedly, we did not slow down the Lost Zone as much as I would have liked. They still were able to chain their Colress's experiments. They still used Abyss Seeking off of Giratina V to get a bunch of cards in there, which is good. And they took advantage of the fact that it took me a little bit to get Weezing set up in the active, and that gave them... And even when we got Weezing set up, it's not doing enough damage to like really stop Giratina from throwing cards in the discard pile or like in the Lost Zone. But I think the combination of slowing them down a little bit and forcing them to play and do some weird stuff and not let Comfey go crazy helped us out there big time. And Eternatus, as the tanky attacker, did as well, being able to one-shot Giratina there with the help of Zigzagoon was absolutely amazing. And sure, they knocked out the other Eternatus, a Star Requiem, but we had the other one ready to go. So there you go. Eternatus, maybe, I mean, I'm still reluctant to say this is a top tier deck or anything like that, but can Eternatus hang in the current meta? Maybe. I think in particular with the way that the meta's going right now, where there are so many cards that rely on abilities, having Weezing in there gives you a bit of an edge to help Eternatus kind of hang in this meta. So there you go. GG's. But yeah, like I have fond memories of, I'm sorry, I'm jumping back in here on previous conversations. This is a terrible starting hand, by the way. Eternatus into nothing is a classic Eternatus hand right here. And unfortunately, we're going to need something. We're going to need like ideally a Marnie. Okay. We do get let's go with probably a Weezing here, and then we'll use a Koffing, and then we'll get rid of Boss and go into Crobat. Yeah, let's do that. And we're gonna be hitting Dragapult for weakness, so this is kind of a mismatch in our favor. I don't necessarily feel too bad about it, but it's worth noting here. And we'll put down the Sneasler for the extra poison damage. So we're gonna hit decently hard here if we can. I don't think we KO. We could KO Dragapult V though. 30, 60, 90, 20, 240. Yeah, we should KO Dragapult here. So this is not exactly... Oh. Interesting. Mimikyu. I have not seen this tech in... Oh, okay, yeah. I have not seen this tech in the Dragapult deck Honestly, I haven't seen the Dragapult deck in a long time. And they're gonna run Path to the Peak and Marnie, 2 of our Eternatus out of our hand. Oh no! Not what I was looking forward to, and that actually kind of sucks. Because we have... I mean, it's not the end of the world. We can stall... We can get into Weezing stuff here, which is alright. But not having... not having an out here feels really bad. And what are they going to knock out? Either of these sucks kind of bad. Oof. Oof. Big oofs. And I thought we were going to have a road to easy street here. And unfortunately, no, we are not. We're going to possibly have to grind this out. But Weezing will be here to help us grind it out. If they don't have any outs to Drizzile, of course, right on cue. Right on cue. Marnie us again. Do it. Do it. If they have an energy here and they can start bombing and they can take out the Weezing and no, we're going to be in big trouble. Oh, they don't have the energy. All right. We have a little more time to figure this out. Not much more time, but we have at least one more turn to get something that will help us out here. We're actually going to need a... Yeah, ideally, like a Professor's... Okay, Marnie again. Great. Okay, here's the Lost Vacuum. That's fantastic. We can take that out and throw down the Crobat and pray. And if they don't have another energy here... Oh, they do have another energy here. Of course they have another energy here. But did they already attach it to this one? So they're just going to shred again? I mean, I don't hate that for them, but... Yeah, they're just going to shred again. Sure, play the long game. Play the long game, why don't ya? Alright, let's get rid of this Eternatus. And Crobat and pray. And we get a... Yeah! I think this is good. This is good. We can go into... Eternatus into Dark Energy and start spreading, filling the bench. I actually, do we even want to start messing around? Like, I can just put Eternatus in the active and then blow something up. Like, they're probably going to feed me a Sobble or something, but yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's get Eternatus in the active. I'm not necessarily scared of... we're going to lose the poison on this Dragapult, and that kind of sucks. But they are... Oh, that's... Okay. I mean, sure, I will take 2 prizes, but that's not... I don't think that was a smart idea, but okay. Go off. So they will bomb for 130 here, and that's fine. They are going to set up a potential prize map here where they could take 4 prizes, and that's not good. But I think the next step is getting Samurott ready to go. And they are going to start... Yeah, they're going to ping here. Oof. Actually... The other Koffing is a little bit of a problem here. Okay, what are they going to play? Are they going to Marnie Path us again? I wouldn't be surprised if so. And that would probably be their last resort, right? Again, try and lock this down. We're still going to one-hit KO regardless, but... Just try and shake up our hand, get themselves some fresh cards. Ooh, Crushing Hammer. Okay. I see you. I see you. And they don't hit this time. But they do have a Crobat in hand. They can draw a whole bunch of stuff. And we really need to get... Yeah, the one thing I'm really scared of here is getting sniped, the Koffing sniped. And there's the Marnie. Holy cow, there are so many disruption cards in their deck. It grosses me out. Okay, at least we have our own Oh my goodness, they have another hammer? And they hit heads on this too? And the tool gym and the path. Oh my goodness. Okay. 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 This is terrible. This is terrible. So they still can't one-hit KO Eternatus here, though. They can go... Hold on. 130 does 210, 310. Do they run... Serious question. Do they run double quick shooter here? Because we can put the energy on Eternatus and then just chill. But I'm not sure if that's a reasonable strategy here. I do want to blow up this. Do we still have Dark Patch? No, we don't have Dark Patch anymore. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna go into... Okay. I'm gonna go into Weezing. And... Oh gosh. No. Is it Samurott? And Samurott is prize too. Darn it. Okay. So we have to get Weezing. And let's go get a hiding energy. This is not the way I would have drawn it up in the first place. So this could go either way. It will be pretty demoralizing because this is a psychic weak Pokemon if they were able to counter us here. But they do have the cards to do it. They run a billion paths to the peak. They have all the sniping here. They have the hammers. And maybe that's all that it takes. And the other challenge is they're going to get this Dragapult online faster than we can get anything else going, really. So even if we hit for weakness, it's not like I can just quickly attach anything here. And they're going to pull out. So they're going to go and take 2 prizes here, which is... So they can get the... Try and get... So will they? I guess the question then is, can they do 120 damage? Do they have what it takes to get anything? Okay, we're gonna roll the dice here. Unfortunately, we don't have an answer to Path to the Peak, and we don't have... So they have to do 120 damage. There's Samurott. That would have been nice earlier. We do get Lost City, which is great. They have... if they have Raihan into energy, then we're dead. Oh my goodness, they do run double quick shooter. Oh, but that means, most likely means they don't have... Uh-oh. Are they going to pull a Raihan right here? I still don't... Can they... Yeah, they can't even... No, they don't. They don't. This is over. Oh my goodness. This match is a little bit of a throwback to the old times of Eternatus. Eternatus Dragapult throwing hands, trying to counter with... know why you attached to that other one, because now this is over. Sure. Oh, maybe they don't know that I can't one-hit KO, but yeah, we can. I don't even care about... Here we go. Let's just fill up the bench one time, and we are going to hit fat damage with Eternatus. They do block the Choice Belt, but it doesn't matter. Into the Shadow Realm you go, Dragapult. GG's. That was a lot harder than I would have liked. I have totally forgotten, and Dragapult is again one of my other favorite decks to play of all time, and they've hidden their deck list. I don't like the Mimikyu in there. I don't know if it really does. I guess if they... Yeah, I don't know if the healing would really matter in most matches, because most decks aren't really running healing. Like maybe in like the Arceus Duraludon match or something, but they, despite the fact that they were getting hit for weakness, they really disrupted our tempo with Path to the Peak, with crushing hammers, and it was really annoying to fight against. I mean, we still got the win, but it feels like that was tougher than it should have been. But nevertheless, still got the W. GG's. And there we have it. It's Eternatus in the Lost Origin era of the game. Did take out that Giratina deck, and then we kind of had a throwback match with the Dragapult there as well. I'm not saying this is a top tier deck. I'm not saying we've solved the mystery on how to bring it back, especially in the current era where there are V-Star Pokemon and there's Palkia, which is still popular, and Eternatus building up its bench only makes it easier for Palkia to uptrade for a massive one-hit KO. That being said, if you've got the Eternatus cards and you already have them, or you really want to build Eternatus, Eternatus is still a reasonable deck to play. It still does massive damage. Eternatus plus a Zigzagoon is enough to knock out a Pokemon V-Star in one hit, which is still very relevant. Eternatus plus a Choice Belt hits for 300, which is enough to one-hit KO V-Stars as well. And with 340 HP, Eternatus is not a deck that most V-Stars can knock out in one hit. So if you can uptrade 2 V-Stars for 1 VMAX, that can still be worth it. And the Weezing can help as well in terms of shutting down, or at least slowing down, ability-based decks. Shady Dealings, for example, is one. The Giratina, all the Comfey stuff would shut down as well. And it may not hold for the entirety of the game, but if you're able to disrupt your opponents for a turn or two, that can be enough to establish your board and take the win. So is it worth playing Eternatus in this current meta? Maybe. Again, Jonathan Patricio got 6th place in I think it was a late night tournament. It was an online tournament. Did very well with this variation of the Eternatus deck. I made a couple tweaks, as I noted earlier, but just trying to show that there is still value in non-meta decks at the moment, especially if your goal isn't necessarily to be like I mean, yeah, Jonathan Patricio got top 8 in an online tournament with a ton of people in it with Eternatus. And if you're just playing the ladder, you absolutely can still smash with the Eternatus deck, and it's going to be tough against some of the more top tier decks, but Eternatus still kind of good and can kind of still work in the current meta, especially if you've got Galarian Weezing as a partner. That's actually pretty much the only way I would recommend it at this point. I know there are older decks that had for example, Galarian, oh gosh, what's the bird? Moltres in there. I don't know if I would recommend that at this point. It does charge up pretty quick, and it does a pretty decent chunk of change, but I don't think 190 is quite enough, and even 220 is kind of questionable, especially since it loses 30 HP and is an easy one-hit KO target in the process. I think because of that, Samurott is a better option. That being said, unfortunately, we didn't get to show Samurott in this particular build and what it adds as a 2-prize attacker, but it's a very good 2-prize attacker. It does give you access to a V-Star, which you otherwise wouldn't have. And I've got videos, multiple videos on the channel at this point of showing Samurott being awesome. So there you have it. Eternatus VMAX one more time. It's rotating in early 2023, but is it still worth playing in modern times? Yeah, maybe if especially if you're just looking for a fun deck to play on the ladder that hits for fat damage, Eternatus can still get the job done. All right, time to get out of here. Thank you so much for watching the video again. I truly appreciate the support you've shown the channel and to me in the videos that I've been doing for the last little while, focusing a little more on the Pokemon TCG stuff. I really enjoy it. I love this game. I love talking about this game, and hopefully you enjoy the work that I'm doing here, and I hope ultimately that it inspires you to continue your journey into the Pokemon trading card game, or even start your journey into the Pokemon trading card game. It was just a year ago when I started playing this game and I knew nothing about it, and I know the climb can be really tough, especially getting the cards that are worth playing, but you can make do with cards that you have and find budget cards, and maybe you trade for Eternatus on the cheap, which is probably, I haven't checked the prices lately. I'm guessing Eternatus trades for pretty cheap at this point, and maybe you build something like this. I don't necessarily think you have to build the ultimate current meta best of the best decks, because I think that for the purposes of playing on the ladder, and I'm rambling now, I'm just gonna it's fine, it's good. All right, before we go, quick plugs. Definitely check out all the places I'm on: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. I also stream the Pokemon trading card game on Twitch over at In Third Person, Sundays 9 a.m. Eastern Time. It's the source of most of the videos I make. Today was just a video I recorded as a standalone thing. Most of the time, the clips are taken live, and if you want to be part of that conversation and watch the action live and watch me lose more, yeah, you can go check out the Twitch. And last but not least, make sure to check out the website, inthirdperson.com, for more articles and videos on video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. All right, time to get out of here. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.